Alright, so in my last video we inputted some data and that was no big deal. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can plot this data in a scatter plot and maybe even eventually make a line of best fit. So what we're going to do that is there's a bunch of ways to do that, but I don't like to share my screen, so I like a nice big full screen. So what I want to do is I want to go to home. So now that I'm here, right next to our data sheet is this guy right here. And so I'll go back to home and we'll just take a look at it. It's this guy right here. It says data and statistics. So it allows us to plot data and statistics. It's kind of graphing data. So it's different than graphing, it's data. So why don't we go ahead and go in there, and what we have here is this nice graph. I don't know, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So what I need to do now is I need to go, if you see my arrow down the bottom, I go down here and I get this big thing. It says click here to and add a variable. So I'm going to click there and it gives me my two variables. Now I have to ask myself, which one is independent? Now, does chirps affect temperature or does temperature affect chirps? And at this time I'm not going to go too much into it, but I think temperature affects chirps. I think it's going to be pretty hard to chirp so much that it affects the temperature. So I just did that and all my plots all fall down here. But I also want another one because I do want an X and a Y axis. I want temp compared to chirp. So I go over here and I move and the box picks up and it says enter to add variable, and I click there. And well, if temp's on the bottom, I want chirps here. And now I get this nice beautiful graph. Now this outlier up here at 1800, that's a little concerning to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to click here. Let's see, did I make a mistake? And lo and behold, I did. This right here is 18.34 or was 0.3, I think. I'm not sure. So why don't I go ahead, I'm going to take a look, and it's 18.3, so I just retype it as 18.3. And I think that's going to help me out a lot because with that outlier it was really hard to kind of differentiate everything. So now I'm going to hit enter, and now I'm going to go back to this guy. And I don't have an outlier anymore, but oh man, there we go. So I re-clicked on chirps, and now all of a sudden it gave me a window. So now instead of 1800 and making my data really hard to see, it's in a much smaller window, and everything's very nice to see. So that's a scatter plot, and you guys can see maybe there would be a line of best fit. This might be linear. So it looks like maybe as the temperature changes, the chirps increase on a linear type basis. I think I can draw a line through there. We're going to handle that next. So what we did now is we just did a scatter plot, and that's going to be pretty important for what we're doing next. So I hope that helps, and enjoy. Bye.